Kushen Kabo. This now Vibes 232 on Shidianke 232 with me, Aisha K, the King. Today, I did sunside where I see plenty of Semusai I dey watch. Before this interview go done, I go tell you na Amos us then I see and the one where I go want for take from the way we get me and but Usai will sit on so. I there with somebody when I we on salon person, but this person is so international. Hello. And when I say international, not by Kalo business so, not by storytelling and making sure it impacts salon and the world, not to salon no more. Okay? I beg. Una help me welcome the Cowfoot Prince, the Cowfoot Stepper, the Cowfoot Stepper. Welcome to Shidianke 232.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for just coming over and just having this interview at this time.
Yeah.
It's very timely.
Okay, so I know say like say they make some kind quiet, but the first thing I want to let we talk about.
Yeah.
I don't watch you perform on stage. Can we talk about your energy? Like, what's how you can pull energy first? Not talk down, not begin that side. It's very serious because I need some. Let's start that side there, babe. What's how you can pull energy? When you doing on stage, everywhere is warm, like.
Oh man, I gotta say, it's a blessing, but also everybody gets their own vibe way they do. But the bottom line is genuine love for the purpose where you did do what you did do.
Right.
And that's very important. I did construct me word then carefully. A genuine love for the purpose will make you to do what thing you did do.
Right.
They will not confuse what thing we did do for we purpose. What thing we did do not so usually we purpose.
Right.
In other words, storytelling, drumming, the dancing, oratory, not to me purpose that. You understand?
Yeah.
Not to me mission that. That not just means skills.
Like it's a means to actualizing the purpose.
Precisely.
Okay.
You see? So when you know that difference, so you know, now like where you get, if you do go on a farm for go plant corn, you purpose now for eat corn. No, so?
Yeah.
For eat corn, for sell corn, and you purpose that one day. But you need tools where you could go use for work in a farm for make you get that corn day for eat or sell.
Right.
Every time when you grab for go work at that farm day, if you focus quite clear and you're not person will lack for eat corn, we're excited about corn. Every morning when you dey grab, nobody need for wake you. Then you dey jump in a bed, take you tools them where you get. You cutlass, you hoe, whatever it is where you need for go na the farm, for go work. And you go walk na the farm, you dey whistle, you dey walk na the farm, you dey sing all this.
You just go to enjoy the whole process.
Enjoy the process. Like if you chop your foot, you cut your foot small, you will feel the pain, you will feel the blood. But you go you wrap up.
As you remember that for champ corn.
See now, as you remember that corn, as you remember where you grab straight away you gonna farm day and go. So that's not a big difference. Some people then they lose their energy for their work because some people they actually use them tools them or them skills that we then get for a purpose we not get nothing to do with what in their life they about, what in they really care about. So so for me, I'm very clear what thing I care about. I clear waiting at the problem where I can solve in this world.
Right.
I'm very clear about waiting at the amazing things where I can highlight and show people in this world. Very clear about this too. And I'm very clear about the tools where I get, where that they use for achieve them in a day.
Right.
When most people don't know this, or most people confuse about this, you dey lose energy. All of them then get a different, but you need to be very clear with that purpose. Once you know what's in your purpose very clearly, you're not gonna ever go run out of energy.
Okay, that's so beautiful. So before we come to this clear purpose, I want to let you take me back to the Cowfoot Prince, Usifu Jalloh, in upbringing. Because the thing where you did do, not to everybody able for do. First, they will be in small, what they come up. If you see the sons outside, you come put story. You say don't get story. So no one will go pass with them. But storytelling is really something special. Sometimes I am really tempted to say it's a combination of lies to, for create an emotion in somebody. So let me start with how Usifu Jalloh in upbringing the entire life.
My upbringing is twofold. One na Kamakwe, who's born, the other one na Moitown Barracks, who's grew up. First barracks, who's come to school, and services primary school. So then of course Prince of Wales Secondary School, and then St. Edward's Secondary School. These specific areas play vital role in me growing up. Kamakwe, where I grew up, I grew up or born inside a family of storytellers. Limba people in general able to tell story. That it goes without saying. So at the time when we born, where they grow up, from 3, 4, 5-year-old, we constantly listen to story. So they always run the story. So when a farm, we come back, even say we sit down, if na searing fish, what we call sleeping fish, if na searing. So all of them can fish in the tumpo, then we don't put them together, Yeah, well, tumpo I think na freshwater tilapia,
Okay.
But that's small kind of tilapia. But
is it the one who they call drobone?
No, not to drobone.
Okay.
Tumpo na okay, we go there what we call a mango page. I don't know if you drink a mango page. Okay, the other way will be the color will be small, we call them kakabele.
Okay. Alright, okay. Oh god.
Well, that's because they especially around like a Congo tongue, for example, you always generally we go inside the water. So when the fish they come, we say the chop. So if you catch her, we will be in belly.
Oh, okay.
So we're calling it that. Yeah.
Right.
But the other name I was saying a mango page. But more fiber like a tilapia, freshwater tilapia, a small fish them, But but all that then we don't get them, we don't come even 10, we don't boil granite, boil corn, we stuff for food story. And in all manner of ways. Then I grew up at a time in the villages that would say monkey them, you see them plenty, babu, gorilla them, sorry, not gorilla, chimpanzee them, elephants, and then telling they all that Kamakwe region, they all been there, leopards them. So the different board there within whether not pepper board, palm board, like so many variety. Then we were gonna farm from the sucking blood then now to you name it, everything. That not one environment upline. Then of course, the masquerades, whether you get matoma, whether you get bondo kali, the bondo drumming, all of these. Right then we use bondo bush pindede, then the matoma, if you come out, you must pass in front of we place. Where if bangbani come out, you pass in front of we place. You're full of fear, you're full of respect for all of these masquerades and spirituality. Saktalabako, pepere, all of these.
And those who know will just be enjoying it.
Well, yes, but I mean,
the one the way they part of it.
Yes, the one they part, of course. I mean, they always go enjoy for come out na net and say, now we don't get the privilege for come out na net because now we join this whole thing. You will not join, stay inside,
Don't come here.
Yeah, so you get all of these different nuances that way surround me, this cultural experience, will surround me upline. Then I come Freetown, Freetown Services Primary School. By its nature was colonial, so we get relatively colonial type education there. Even though we do few traditional kind of singing competitions or dance competitions, which I was always involved in. That's the primary school. But then growing up in the barracks with the military discipline of me daddy, that's another different level altogether. But growing up with boys, you have to be really tough, and generally I was a very weak young man. I was very emotional, and so emotional in the sense that it's very easy for somebody. I don't get trained basically,
You don't get trained by bone
at all.
But
by multi years, then I get her. Okay. So if you see I don't, if serious customers, somebody pass a gun, if they catch me. But so you grew up with that, and then when they go, if they catch you, they beat you, give good dirty beat. Nobody know they can talk for you. Nobody. So so you grow up with that, but you learn to be tough with all you young people. Then that got me into boxing, and so I boxed for 1 year with the camp, what they call Camp HQ or Camp Headquarters, which is for the military. At that time, I boxed light flyweight. At that time, they beat me like a died dog. But boxing was very, very much in my bones, if you like. My daddy was a boxer as well. Okay. I mean, daddy was a very prominent man inside the military. Okay. So you get these three parts of me. This military part, Kamakwe, and of course the primary school as well. Secondary school opened another part of life for me, going into Prince of Wales. And going into Prince of Wales, for me, was like, really was like walking into a space where I don't get a clue even why I did it. I mean, it may sound very strange, but it's true, because before I even apply for, say, the seat for Prince of Wales, I'm not ever here say a school day with named Prince of Wales one day. Because when you did a Moytown Barracks, at that time, of services secondary school, of grammar school, but not these very posh, exclusive schools like Prince of Wales.
Posh, exclusive.
Yes. Well, I said that deliberately. At that time, these were very, very exclusive schools for Creole, picking them, for chief picking them.
People of prominence.
Of prominence, you understand? Not for Bobo Jama Lekewikai.
I don't want to believe you are from the Bobo Jama.
Well, I am very much from the Bobo Jama. I would say that, without any embarrassment about it. In fact, I am proud of that Bobo Jama, because that Bobo Jama has given me tools, have given me materials, we don't make me boku money today. Right. We don't help me for maintain the lifestyle what they maintain. Okay. That's Bobo Jama lifestyle.
Well, I don't want to believe, because you said you daddy not from the military.
Yes.
So.
Well, my daddy, yes, my daddy definitely rose to a very prominent position inside the military, under JS Momo and so on. But my daddy no ever put any kind of privileges in front of face. Okay. Yes, at that time we get Batman, as we call it. It's another word for boy. But we get Batman, we go iron with uniform, we go down, we shoes them, and all that, and even ride me with motorcar for go school sometimes, or motorbike sometimes, but other times at the pile from Moriton, a pile take out with the force, with the kind with the.
Then at the banner part of you now.
Well, yes. That one yes, we can get that for stone and V mango, then
because
plum
if you
there.
inside motorcar, then go take it motorcar, you're there on top bike, you know go able to do that.
No, because that's German drive me, so I'm not crazy
for maintain.
The way I do it at school, way she puts me down now, now the ball game, all the gonna them there for pick them was apple. It was a lovely childhood in many aspects like that. Now, then into secondary school, I encountered drama. But before that, there was breakdancing.
Okay.
So, you can feel it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. You can hide it. It's electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Okay.
So we had that. Then, meeting with quite a number of other young men at the time, who all go school. Yaya, Alex Jaka, even the current Karifa Kagbo, who's, Sheklin Soiree, Dwight Schultz, who were Davalji brothers. All of these people, we kind of like co-assisters. We all begin for do disco ramas at that time, So we go from school to school, so we perform, we do competitions and do the first one at technical and win the one day. So suddenly started to get me into the performing, and I love it. I love the challenge. I love the being the center of attention on the stage by myself, dancing for everybody and performing for everyone.
That energy.
Well, it was beautiful. So, but then, it's one of those things.
You name Cowfoot Prince. Where did you get that from? Because I try for connect you attending Prince of Wales. Is that where you got that from? Or
No.
somewhere?
No, at Prince of Wales they called me JK.
Okay.
Yeah.
JK.
JK. It was just JK.
JK.
Yeah, exactly. It's got nothing to do with my name.
Because I started use. I'm like, no, Yusuf, it's you.
Exactly. No, the JK came about because it's just a story about a specific teacher that I kind of like really admired, who was very, very good at teaching. So it was called JK Lansana. But every time we did teach a history class, JK was on point. So every time JK we don't teach, I know you know. I know you know I know. But
that is referring to you.
Well, us,
Okay,
the classroom.
class.
But he taught in a way where you just never forget his history class. You never forget it. You never forget what it is. So therefore, I adopted the name JK in that you do something with such excellence, with such exception, with such above par that no one forgets what you do.
Right.
You understand? It probably is my first encounter of somebody where they deliver a story as a teacher, but you just never forget, and nobody failed in class. He was exceptional. So
God bless him.
yeah. So and a steep contrast to my maths teacher or the Latin teacher, who, as far as I was concerned, were a piece of dirt bags. And I'll say that on air like this, they're a piece of dirt bags. I think teaching should be pleasurable for a child, should also be pleasurable for a teacher. If a teacher feels you have to beat a child to a pulp, or you have to threaten this child to humiliate the child, you must not be a teacher. You see, I've taught in schools across the world, and every time I finish, I have all the children running up to me to hug me, to thank me for what we've been through.
Because you created the connection.
Right, you create the connection. You inspire those children to be better than what they were an hour before you met them. If those children are not better an hour before you met them as a teacher, go and improve yourself. Basically, before I say
yourself
leave
first.
the job, yes, go and improve yourself. Your goal is to teaching in. I know this is not what you're asking me, but I'm.
No, but it's good we're having all of this, because I think part of your storytelling also has to do with teaching.
Well, yes, it's all of those experiences influence how I do my storytelling. Not necessarily why I do it, but how I do my storytelling. School days, when you had teachers who just did not know how to win friends and influence people, you produce young people that either become totally disillusioned about education, or become alienated in classroom, or at worst feel demoralized.
Sure.
And I would say we have many young people who have gone through this schooling system and really feel demoralized.
Sure.
you know, and disrespected and so on and so forth. And the crazy thing that when they say done, now the same thing, then they can pass on to other one them. You see?
So it's a circle. It keeps going.
It keeps going.
Yeah.
You see? So, you know, on that area of education, if you ask me, we seriously need for overhaul the entire education system of Sierra Leone, and I dare say much of West Africa. And I'm saying this as serious as it gets. If we do not overhaul the system and really create an education within the context of we culture, we go always get classroom them, we window then they broke, but nobody know they fix them. We cheer them, then they broke, we know they put funding. Pikin then they go hungry, we know they feed them. Teachers then they go, they know they get paid, and on and on and on. And Pikin then they graduate from school. Yeah, then they come out school, or then come out whatever degree where they don't get, the degree totally useless to them. When they get in hands, when they produce, somebody will go say an engineer, but they don't know how to make any road or anything. Somebody will say, I don't study science, but don't know how to turn plastic into pen or whatever.
Everything is just on paper and trying,
right,
you know, forcing you to get that thing on the paper in your head.
Right. I'll tell you what, a simple thing in school, which we've been to do, we still in the do today. Right, beginning to go to school and they sell butterscotch. We've been doing from when we were small, right? I'm sure looking at your face and say you sell butterscotch.
Yeah, sell kerosene.
You sell kerosene, right? Now, but when they begin and they go to school and they go sell butterscotch, generally, not because they try to subsidize the very meager money wouldn't they get for it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Not because they want to buy clothes, but it's because they need to subsidize. They need to make some kind of extra income or fishbowl. Now, so what's in the happen at school when they pick anybody?
Tell me.
Well, generally the teachers then will take the butterscotch from them picking and they tell them, say, you know, for can't sell in a school at all.
Yeah.
Not so. You know, for school not for can't sell. Well,
person would hide for sale.
Right. Psychologically, what are you telling that child? Right. That it's totally not cool for do business.
Yeah.
It's not cool for be creative and generate income.
Yes.
Right.
I got it.
So if you discourage that picking, you don't put that mentality, they say enough for go for generate income. Any wonder why make picking and they finish school when they come, they not they think of creating a business?
Because they fed for them at the offices. We're not enough.
Well, of course, it never be enough. But the picking them want more. So genuinely, we picking them, and we all wait at that time when we were growing up, we wanted more. We knew we could do more, and we did do more. But we always get a barrier with the teachers. They will constantly pull me down.
Yeah.
They pull me down until we say, you know, for sale. Well, what if a teacher look any picking way they sell butterscotch and say, all right, no, put your butterscotch into the next economic class. You understand? Now, while we put them, then no, put your butterscotch into the next technology, tech class, technology, whatever development kind of class. It means we're going to look at who can develop packaging for the butterscotch. So, what if we decide, say, okay, now we look at the ingredients the way they inside this butterscotch, and then we see, put up a home economics. Now put then they, okay, this milk, what would they, so if you left the milk, how long the butterscotch would they before it boil? Now we're going into science. What are the chemical compositions that we make the butterscotch they hard, or we make it soft? Right? Now we begin for look science now, and begin for look for say, okay, the butterscotch at this temperature, it is soft. But at this temperature, it go hard. Not so.
Yeah.
So we are the best butterscotch. So now we're going to surveying now. We're going to statistics now. We're going for look at would I prefer butterscotch hard? Would I prefer butterscotch soft? They will do that survey to the beginning. They're learning statistics right there. They're learning how to collect data and how to analyze them data then they for make sure say the product we they get will suit the people then. So marketing don't come into the
and
whole
also
thing.
get the opportunity for know how for deal with the other ingredients and way
Precisely with the inside. How do you source those other ingredients? Do we manufacture them?
Yeah.
So we know for say if we go to this other place here, then they sell at this price. This other place, then they sell at this price. Who's the best place for we go buy them? Picking and they think analytically now. Then they think, how do you save costs by not going this distance, but you go this other way? But also patriotism come into it as well. If you begin for buy you butterscotch and all you milk and all it's in the way you buy for put by the butterscotch, now England they come out or na China they come out for cam, how much is that costing you? Is there any chance of developing that locally so that we get our locally made materials we'll be able for source? And when we do that, what if 1,000 students are making butterscotch? How will that affect a local community economy? Because then they go buy the butter, then they go buy the milk, then they go buy the whatever, then they go buy
the final product.
Fine. So now, by the time you know it, we have young pupils who are now exporting butterscotch to England, to America, because we get businesses in other countries, and we get people we get shops and all that. Then now they begin for export. So now they're learning about international business.
But this is not just about butterscotch. It can be anything.
Of course.
Yeah.
It can be about pepper. I mean, if I go into all of these things, now we'll just take butterscotch and I'm just taking apart the different areas of education within butterscotch. If you want to look at mathematics, okay, you know what, you want to produce up to 100 cartons of butterscotch. So what are the quantity what we need? Now we don't go into mathematics. We begin to calculate what we get for need, how much we get for buy for make sure say it come. All these teachers should be doing in schools. So now this is now called education within the context of culture. But instead of this, we teachers then they block the picking and say they're not for sale, they're not for this, they're not for that. Then you don't pull the whole thing. What are the Lebanese doing? What are the Indians doing here? Then our college that they go. What are the Chinese doing? They are all doing business. Why is it that the biggest long-term sustained business in this country are all run by foreigners, not Sierra Leoneans? Why is it that with diamond in this side is one whole country? It's been 102 years now since diamond was first found in this country. 102 years.
That's a long time.
Tell me, Fambul, they will not tell me. Any corner shop there, Nayaso will side with the cut diamond. That's not about polished diamond. Any corner shop there will side with the cut diamond. Any side will side with the polish one. No, 102 years. It boils down to this
no more big for that temple, but that's a very long time.
Right. You see, so we have to consider this within our education system. This is when I'm saying that this Bubu Jama life, if you like, has given me so much tools. It's just I decide very, very clearly that all them skills them where I don't get, the drumming, the dancing, all of that, they come into my work. Now something I will take pride in. So me fish them all, I did call them and name them in my own language.
Yes. It sounds so sweet. So sweet. Okay. So now let's talk about Usifu Jalloh, the Cowfoot Prince. How you able to transcend from being somebody where they listen to storytelling to being your own storyteller in Sierra Leone and to going to the international stages?
First, let me say, I definitely give thanks to the late Charlie, the Tabule Theatre, the Distance Illustrator. Also thanks to Charlie Hafner. Thanks to Babari, Susan George, and all these other people who've been before, who created the theatre space. Somebody like the late Mr. Dugansin, who did St. Edward's Secondary School, was my form teacher. And these people were very pivotal in carrying me on their shoulders so I could see further horizon. And that's important, because as a young man with all this bubble of energy, these people could see talent, but they knew it was raw, and they knew how to shape it.
You need to go to the manufacturing company.
Right. So Tabule was that first manufacturing company, Tabule Theatre. Then in Tabule we formed St. Edward's Theatre set, which I directed under the guidance of both Mr. Dugantin and Streeter. And we did quite a number of plays at that time, traveling around to different schools and so on with St. Edward's Theatre, and of course with Tabule Theatre. So it kind of kicked off there. I already mentioned breakdancing, all of those things that was happening. So that platform was already beginning to happen, and then I was taking all the training from, as I said, from Tabule Theatre. Eventually got a scholarship to go to America, to Detroit, to do a cultural exchange program there.
Okay.
Something happens, and it's still happening to many young people today.
Okay.
When you've gone through an education system that, in essence, demoralizes you, whether consciously or unconsciously, you will have your diamond, but you'll give it away because you do not understand.
You don't feel valued to own it.
You don't have no sense of value of that. So you give it away. So now, when I went to America, I remember the drum I went with that I got from Tabule, and the ronco that I went with that I got from Tabule.
Okay.
And we were there, and this was in 1987. Breakdancing was hot. LL Cool J was hot on the box. Whitney Houston, all of them were hot. Of course, Michael Jackson and all this stuff. So I went there looking to have those boom box with the double cassette players to play all of this kind of music now and be the American style and all this stuff. But I got to school there, and they were interested in my drum and my ronco. And when I did my first performance, which was a mime performance, I did, ilo kan kan kileleku, bran kan kan kileleku, ilo kan kan kileleku, bran kan kan kileleku. So I did everything traditional. I was tops, literally tops, over 200 of what I were there. I was tops. It surprised me a little bit. I say a little bit because inside of me, I understood. I knew how talented I was, but to top all of these people, I was like, oh my days, okay, all right, but then it still did not mean much to me until we did the final play. After the program was done, I played the lead role. Kurunmi was a Nigerian play. Again, tops that one, and we came out as the best, act. And I'm still in touch with my drama teacher. Take the main two day in touch with Glenn Allen Pruitt. They Hawaii now, but main two they talk regularly now.
Okay.
But I remember then tending now the reason why I make I go back so because the question they ask in terms of understanding the process where they go through. So it's a process which I force you not know yourself. You dey do no more, as we people say, you sabi, but you no know.
You don't know. Yes.
You see? So, yes, I sabi perform, I sabi, but I really don't know why I did do all of this. So I did do all of that. Then when we can finish, we can go sit down, we beat Batana do. People are now interested in me Bata. They're interested in me ronco. It surprised me. How am I gonna want me ronco for waiting this thing na kebu business? I just costume the TV for the suit and the tie.
You want something other than that?
Definitely, I want the jeans, I want the jacket, I want to look like Michael Jackson, I want to look like LL Cool J, but they want me.
They want you.
You see?
Oh, God.
So it is, and but you go through that process. But if you ask yourself, now that's plenty we they do with the giveaway diamond, because we want the next 4-wheel drive motor car. We go come a ride 2 weeks, then we pack up, become mechanic not there for fixer. So we don't get till pack, we will not the use. We will run back for the next one bill, whatever it is, one for bill. So we're doing this all the time in a huge level. With the cuts we forest them down. Of course, it costs we forest, it costs we sea, it costs we rivers, it costs we so much. And to me, these are very important things and a very important realization. Okay. However, during that time, I still be want to be a lawyer.
Okay.
I want to be everything else other than the performer who we see today or the storyteller. I had no way of
being
as talented as I was displaying. Why was that? That's the question. The question is simple. An education system that emphasizes that every sense of grandeur is from without, not from within. So every sense of respectability, and we wear suit and necktie and talk big English. So now the respectability they come out. If you only girl they like you get for where it was in a particular way, the Gaza and the kind of self way the way
with some small shaba.
Right.
You
You see? Then girl and if you now woman back again, if you only the man and fall for you for where that false wig now you ate and all the
You
thing
need
and
to
they.
find me too.
You sure?
Wait, take and give me at the seller.
Right. Because but that's the ridiculousness what we don't get ourselves into. So I go through that phase who say I want to be everything else other than me. So I've been telling like a dog with the try for meow like a puss. So and we're doing that regularly with our lives now and with the entire country now until
the entire continent, please.
right. So at least the Bantu region of the continent below the Sahara, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Until I come England, I get apprenticeship under an amazing man called John Adewale. He may get a theater company we call Zuria. Zuria been to do theater in education. So then they go schools, then they do storytelling, drumming, dancing, and all these things. But when me come in, I bring another zest of life because of the rawness where I come with from upline Nakamakwe, of course Prince of Wales, so I could articulate very well with English language. But at the same time, I get a good sense, I would say, not say good, a fair sense of traditional dance, songs, stuff, because of Tabule Theatre, Lake Dennis Streeter, but also with Charlie Hafner, so all of them put inside of me a system, a cultural, certain cultural nuance system will help me for begin appreciate how I can perform, other than just looking for Shakespeare, looking for Ben Jonson, looking for quotes, Wuthering Heights, looking for quotes, all this other European stuff. But then I begin to encounter books like Things Fall Apart, No Longer at Ease. Then during that time, I encountered a political side, a nationalistic side, or Pan-African side, maybe not political, but a Pan-African side to the performances. So somebody like Charlie Hafner, when certain production and the what we do, when Momo take power, we do a play where we call the song that we begin the now we get we country, we all get we duty. If you go na markets, do a thing for do. If now you they sell rest, charge your most for charge. If now you they buy rest, pay your most for pay. These were all deep social commentaries about how we for conduct we life, how we get for stand up for righteousness. So people like Charlie Hafner put that inside of this. So these put a lot of social, political, Pan-Africanist awareness inside of it. So when I go America, then when I go England, meet John Adewale, that really spiked up the whole awareness of what it really we can do about African heritage and how African heritage has affected so many things. Prior to that, all I know of the history of slavery is that we just, we just buy we have been slave then we then buy we. Prior to that, what I know of Baibure was a warrior who fought against the British and surrendered a Kotomai. That he was just another useless man.
Which is also defeating by thinking.
Of course.
It's defeating.
So, but those are the histories that I knew. That's the perception. Gradually now, things begin to change over as I begin to read more, as I begin to listen to other African stories and the African side of these stories. All of these begin to influence now how I begin to perform and tell me story and meet Rufus Orishayomi from Nigeria. These were incredible mentors who introduced me to African spirituality. So I begin to understand about Oduduwa, I begin to understand about Oludumare, Obatala, what they all then they mean, what they Ifa mean. We first we say Juju, we call them all kind of, but if you understand the depth of the spiritualities, that the very Christianity and Islam, their roots based on all of these things. So my mind really be for change. So all of this influence to waiting Una the city as Cowfoot Prince. I'm just cutting a long story short, but I'm just saying all of that
sounding so interesting. Like, except for the viewers, but for me, I think I want to listen more. But let's talk about Usifu Jalloh, the Cowfoot Prince, the international one.
Yeah.
From Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
What do you think, say, na the issue of storytelling na Salone?
Very good question. Just last weekend, I've been there at the South. Shabro Islands. I've been there, they do research storytelling, they do storytelling there as well. I meet a couple of elders. So we talk to them, say, oh, they come and look at the story, they would then get at the Mende area there or the Shabro area there. The man, the palo, he say, he said, we don't can't the aso anymore now, so. Nah, I say, why? Dori mama.